Today's mindset call is knowing your worth, and it's actually part two. If you were here on part one, we got a little bit hot on part one. Part one was very deep, but we're about to take it there. It's about to get hotter on today's call. Knowing your worth, not shrinking, and standing your ground, strong woman. How many of us, I'm gonna be the first one to put 1 to 2 hands up, have ever been in a position where we forgot our worth, where we lowered our standards, where we let things slip, where we are asking ourselves how they treat me like this, when really, come on now, we had to ask ourselves, what did we do to allow them to think that it was okay to treat us in the way that oh my gosh, we can't even, can we go there today? Are we allowed to, let me set the tone for you all. Let me welcome you onto today's call, right? This is going to be a safe space. I believe that God is going to give us a breakthrough on this call. I believe that God is going to set us free on this call today. And the reason why I know this is because nobody on this call is here by an accident. This is your divine check-in. This is a divine moment for every single one of us. And today we break cycles. Today we silence shame. Today we rebuild our worth from the inside out. Today. Today is the day that we decide not only to shame the enemy, but also to claim back what the enemy felt like it stole from us, to claim back our self-worth, to also remember who we are and whose we are, but also as well to understand how we are in the marketplace with relationships based on what has happened before. And I want us to really think about this. And even if you're not in a position or have been in a position with any of the things that I'm saying, it can be a situation where it may be on its way. And so I want you to take notes anyway. Is that making sense for us? Psalms 139:14 says, I praise you because I am fearfully and wonderfully made. That means that we were born valuable. I just want to hold on to that for a moment. Our worth is not actually earned, it's given to us by God. When we were fearfully and wonderfully made, that tells me that even before we were formed, we had value because of the one that created us. Our value was before our titles, before our job descriptions, before our relationships. And one of the things I realized, when the enemy comes, the enemy always attempts to attack our identity first because he knows our worth. Even if we forget, the enemy knows our worth. So here's the thing. What makes us forget our worth? What causes us to forget that we are valuable? Is it childhood rejection or abandonment issues? Maybe daddy wasn't around, mummy was stressed. Is it betrayal or toxic relationships? Could it be repeated failure or constant comparisons? Comparisons, siblings in the household, comparisons with other people. Could it be that we were never really affirmed or seen, so we forgot or we didn't even realize our worth from childhood, from early on? But one of the things I realized through going through certain situations in my life is that the shift has to take place in self. The worth that we feel is internal. Have you ever had somebody tell you how great you are, but still it doesn't shift because you don't believe it? Have you ever asked somebody, oh, what is it? And they go, oh, yeah, you look beautiful, or that's, you've done a great job. But still, it didn't shift because deep down in your core, you didn't believe it, because worth is internal. There was a time in my life that I didn't understand my worth. There was a time in my life where I thought it was okay for people to treat me in a certain type of way. At 15 years old, I decided that I was a big woman. 15. At 15, I decided that I was going to buy a house, that I was going to move out, that I could have a man, that what was going on in my household, I didn't want it no more, and I wanted to take charge. At 15, I had a job. I was working, I was making money, felt like I was a big woman. I felt like money meant that I could do what I wanted. Money meant that I could make decisions. How many of us know that you can get money even too soon because you don't really know the power of the resource you've been given? And that could almost even put you into danger if you don't even understand the value. What am I talking about? The prodigal son took his inheritance early and ended up sleeping with the pigs. Mercy. Took his inheritance early and ended up in places where he had no business to be in. 15 years old, thinking that I could do whatever I wanted because I had money in my pocket and I felt nice. I know you bashment heads are singing that in your song. Me have money and I'm in pocket and I feel nice. Don't judge me because I was about that life. Dancehall queen, in the dance, in the parties. Yeah, you see the ratchet ones in the chat right now? They know exactly what I'm talking about. Y'all playing. Some of you are holier than thou. Y'all don't even know those songs. Good. God be with you. And I was in the clubs at 15. Had a few television shows as well. You know, sometimes I never like to share it because people start to search for these things. But here's the thing, this was before Google. This was before the internet streets. Praise God, I was protected. These days, you can't be doing them things because you're all over the internet. Had a couple of TV shows. Yeah, I got a tattoo that says Dancehall Queen. And I'll be out in the dances at 15, thinking I'm a big woman. Got my money, I'm working a full-time job. And I know this testimony isn't for everybody, but here's one of the things I realize about knowing my worth is I also know I'm not called for everybody. Somebody's going to take that and they'll get it on the way home. I realize that my testimony is going to attract the people that God wants me to attract. But I'm jumping ahead of my notes. So I realized at 15 that I had these decisions that I could make based on the resources that I had that I wasn't actually ready to steward. And so here I am now in a club and I'm dancing in the club as I did. Probably it was Lady Sa that got me all happy. And along comes this man, sweep me off my feet, dancing with me all night. And I'm like, yeah, I'm in love. I was in love the first night. First day, I'm in love. I don't know. Some of you may say fool. There might be one person on this call who understands what I'm talking about. When you're 15, you don't really have a father figure. You ain't had nobody ever hold you, and you're in that dance, and you have that dance, and before you know, the lights are on, and y'all been dancing all night, and I'm like, yo, I'm in love. I'm in love. No one can't tell me nothing. The missing piece has finally come. And it's interesting how you want to bring God into it as well. Like, yeah, God has just blessed me. You know, God didn't bless you. I didn't send you in the club in the first place. But God bless me right now. I'm a big woman. And long story short, you know, you guys know some, and we talk about this whole baby father left me on the floor pregnant with one child and one on the way. I say it so much that sometimes I think I can even desensitize the pain that I went through. One decision to go to the club, to link this guy, brought forward so much pain because I didn't realize my worth. At the age of 15, breaking my virginity, but justifying it because I felt like he's my man. It's okay. We're going to get married one day and God will make it will be all right. I'll be able to, iron out the debt because once we get married, then it will all show that it'll be worth it. And then when it didn't happen, and then I get pregnant, and then he leaves me pregnant. Now, a lot of people don't understand, like, when I talk about he left me pregnant, my close friends are like, well, which one are you talking about? Because he left you pregnant twice. Now, they have a saying, once bitten, twice shy. If they get you once, it's their fault. But if they get you twice, it's yours. How did you leave me pregnant twice? How did you walk away twice? How did you catch me twice? How did I fall back into the trap twice? Don't judge me because some of you be making mistakes more than twice. So you went back. How do you think you're going to heal in the same environment that hurt you? Some of us crave the abusers to fix the problem in which is not even them, it's us. And in actual fact, people only treat you to the level of which you allow them to. Multiple times. And I said to myself, how did this happen again? Once. Twice. And I had to ask myself some serious questions. Why are you chasing after the bad boy? Why do you want the one, like, you have the ones that love you, that treat you well, that open your doors, that say please and thank you. And then you have the ones that are the rough ones, the rude boys. And why are you attracted to the rude boys? Why do you keep going towards the rude boys? And then when you go towards the rude boys, you're surprised that they are rude. Hold up, I'm going somewhere. So you're attracted to toxic relationships and you keep going back. And even though you complain and even though you behave like you deserve better, your behavior tells you that you don't really believe that you deserve better. Because if you understood your identity, i.e., you identify yourself as a child of a king, and you identify yourself, let me show my ring, as a wife, you are the wife. If you identify yourself as a wife, nobody could put you in a position of being a side piece. Nobody could put you in a position of being an option. No one can put you in a position of waiting around for them to decide your worth, because when you understand your worth, you can come into a situation and you can say, look, these are my parameters. And if I don't see these things happening, I'm not entertaining this situation. But because you have self-doubt and low self-esteem and you have an identity crisis, you don't see yourself as a queen. Okay, you guys ain't getting it. Let me tell you this. If you are Queen of England and you have servants cleaning your house and people bringing your food and people organizing your diary, and someone suggests that you should clean the toilet, you will look at them like, are you crazy? That's not my position. I don't clean toilets. Because when you know who you are, there's certain things you just won't do. When you know who you are, there's certain environments you just won't be in. Can you imagine, even when you know who you are, there's just certain ways you don't even speak. Can you imagine meeting, I don't know, King Charles? And when you meet King Charles, you're already in your mind like, okay, let me think. Do I have to curtsy? Do I have to bow? Do I say, good evening, King Charles? Hey, Your Majesty. You're thinking of the protocol. You would never, in your right mind, go up to King Charles and say, "Where you the pan dog? Big up yourself, man. Rude boy. You don't know, say, so we have to do things. Where you say, G? Where you the pan? You want to go to the club?" It would never cross your mind to speak like that to King Charles because of who he is. So why is it that you're comfortable with a man saying, "What am girl when you gonna give me pum? What am baby love? Where you there? Hey girl, turn over. Are you coming round to my yard at 11 o'clock tonight?" Why are you comfortable with that type of language? It's because you don't recognize who you are. Because how people speak to you is based on who it is that you represent yourself to be. If the first time man said to you, "Yo, wait, where the pan girl?" You say, "Hold on, we don't do that. You don't address me as a gal." Like, excuse me? If somebody calls you out of your name, you say, "Oh no, that's not my name." But when you answer, remember, whatever you appreciate accelerates. And so you're questioning, why is it? You know, it's interesting because I mentor a lot of people, and when they call me, they're like, "Oh, Nikki, I don't even know what to do. Homeboy is disrespectful. Homeboy's a waste man. Homeboy ain't done this, and homeboy ain't done that." And I'm like, "But you had a baby with homeboy. So what does that say about you? You're complaining about the choice that you made. You picked him. You're the one that chose. You're the one that chose homeboy. You're the one that was laying down with homeboy. You're the one that made a covenant with homeboy. So what does it say about you? Unless homeboy miraculously changed and he put on some big old performance, you are the one that chose him. So what does that say about your choices? What does that say about your standards? What does that say about what you think you're worth? If I said to somebody right now to go down to Elephant and Castle train station and pick and look for a man that's begging on the corner, you'd be like, why would I pick up a man that's begging? I don't want to pick up a man that's not where I'm going to look for my man. Because you know your worth, right? But yet still, you will allow a disrespectful person. Oh, Holy Spirit, help me. You see, one of the things you have to realize, it's not them, it's you. Mercy. It's not them, it's you, Nikki. How did you find? And then when they cheat and you take them back multiple times, "Oh, he's going to change. I can change him." Or then you think, you know what? In Jamaica, they have a saying, "Bun for bun." So let me get him back. Let me cheat back and then we're even. And then you find yourself even now lowering your worth. Maybe that's just me. Because now I'm like, yo, maybe it may be better if I'm not depending so much on him emotionally, if I have another man. So if I have a couple man them on the side, I won't get hurt. This is how the brain will make you start to think different types of ways. So I'm like, to save me getting hurt, not looking at the situation myself, not saying to myself, "Actually, Nikki, this is a toxic relationship. You need to end this relationship." Instead of saying, "Let me let this situation go," I'm saying, "Hold on, let me prevent myself from being hurt." Not even realizing that when you really love is vulnerable and that opens you up to being hurt anyway. But instead of me dealing with the situation at hand, which is, "Girl, you need to understand who you are." Now the choice is, okay, let me see if I can get another man who can distract me from the one that's getting on my nerves. So now we have two men on the go. One man taking me on dates when the other one's quiet. And then the other one can call me. And then the other one, he wakes up again, then we can chill over here. And then the other one's over here telling me, "Oh, he's going to do this and that." And then the two of them get on my nerves, both on the same time. I'm like, "No, we need another man." So now we have three. And we're juggling three. We're like literally like clowns, juggling three men. So now you've got a man calling your phone. You can't even answer that phone because you're with the other one. Now you got three phones on the go, right? You got three phones because what's the saying? If you can't beat them, join them, because that's what the enemy will tell you as well. So now you're juggling three phones, three mans on the go. Remember, no dad to really give you advice about what's going on. So you're searching, you've lost your identity completely because not realizing that tree man equals tree set a problem. Tree man equals now you're turning into a whole new, you're like Inspector Gadget. Now you're literally dodging, looking, complete identity crisis. And then when the tree man call you on the same day to meet you all on the same day, now you have a decision to make. And now you're like, yo, what am I going to do? Now you're calling God. God, what should I do? How do we go to God after we've made the dumbest decisions ever? We're now like, God, get me out of this situation. How do I fix this? Toxic relationships. But they weren't really, it wasn't even the relationship that was toxic. It was the fact I lost my identity. I didn't know who I was. I wasn't strong enough to stand my ground because the culture and society told me, yeah, you'd never get a man that will, marry you quite quickly. They don't do that these days. You'll never get a man that's faithful. You get some of the Jamaicans telling you, it's better you're the number one. Every man cheats. All these type of words in your brain based on the environment that you're in, giving you all this foolish advice and little by little losing more and more of your self-worth. Complete identity crisis. And then what happens is you go into business and it's the same thing. You can't even set a price without doubting if that price is too high, if your package is worth it. Oh yeah, because you thought it just started at the home. It leaks into all different areas of your business, all different areas of your life. It starts to show up. So now you have different products in business. You can't even sell them because you're not even convicted that that price is even worth it, because guess what? How I'm getting treated at home, how I'm getting used and abused, how I'm getting beaten and raped. And I think that's worth it. I think, oh, that maybe that's just what it is. Maybe if I marry one of them, it might make it all go away. But then you choose the one to marry that rapes you. How do you marry your rapist? I was looking in the Bible and I was looking at in the book where just one, I think it's oh, Holy Spirit help me, where one of the guys who raped his daughter came to him and was like, hey, instead of bringing out the shame, can your daughter just marry my son? I know he raped your daughter, but can he marry your son and we can just call it quits? I was reading that in the Bible and I was like, that's deep. Is it Rahab? No, it's not Rahab. Rahab was the prostitute. It will come back to me. Dinah. There we go. Dinah. How is it that in the Bible we never hear how Dinah felt? We hear the fathers negotiating. Like, homeboy's son rapes Dinah. And he goes to the dad and says, hey, look, let's brush it under the carpet and make my son marry your daughter and everything goes away. I'll even mix up some business deals for you so you and your lineage can make some money. And daddy agrees. Because daddy's like, yeah, we can profit out of this situation. Nobody stops to ask Dinah's feelings about this thing. But the brothers are like, yeah, we ain't having this. The brothers go and murk them all. Like, yo, you lot are dying. You ain't going to touch my sister and get away with it. But it's so interesting how a lot of us draw towards the same ones that hurt us. How we desperately want we want apologies from the people that hurt us in order to release us. We want to look outwards, and sometimes the answer's inside. Sometimes the answer lies with our non-negotiables. What are your non-negotiables in business? What are your non-negotiables in relationships? What are the things that the world would call red flags that you would say, okay, like what are the things that you say, these are my standards? I am valuable even when I'm not chosen. Even if I'm not your first choice, I am valuable. I know who I'm called to serve is going to be attracted to me, who I am for. Can you imagine? I meet Anton, and in 5 months, we are married. Within 5 months, God would have it that He would send me someone complete opposite to the ones that I'd attracted before, that said, woman, you're a queen. Woman, you deserve to be married. Woman, I'm going to make you my wife. Woman, you're going to have a great pregnancy. This one is not going to be the one where I'm going to walk away and leave you pregnant on the floor. You've had 2 pregnancies before, which have been traumatic. And I know that those pregnancies have been traumatic because every time you fell pregnant, that person has walked away and left you. But this one is going to be one that you can look at pregnancy and you can feel and know that it's a good thing. Isn't it interesting that God will send confirmation? He will send it in a client. He will send it in a spouse. He will send it in a friend. But here's the thing. I almost let him go because I couldn't recognize it, because I was saying to my friend, why is he so softly spoken? Why doesn't he say, come here, gal? Because I didn't even know my worth. When he said, good evening, my name is Mr. Anton Sutherland. Nice to meet you. I was like, is this guy gay? Like, why is he talking like this? I couldn't recognize it because I didn't see myself worthy of that. He opened my doors. He made me food. He looked after me. He spoke nicely. He listened to my problems. He solved my problems. He didn't judge me. And I could not recognize the blessing when it came. In fact, I actually put barriers up to block the blessing when it came. Called my pastor. I was like, yeah, I think this guy wants to marry me. Can you ask him some questions and let me know what you think? Hoping that my pastor would say no. And then when the pastor said yes, I called my mum. I was like, Mum, no, my mum is like, my mum has, yeah, if you can get past my mum, you can get past anything. I'm like, Mum, yeah, talk to him. My mum calls me, yes, mum, my son-in-law. I'm like, oh my God, what's happening? My brother, yeah, he's cool. So many barriers because I couldn't believe it in myself that I, Nikki, was worthy to be a wife, worthy to be respected, worthy to be a Proverbs 31 woman that wasn't backing it up on the dumper truck, that wasn't skinning out in a dance hall, that wasn't having 3 and 5 a bag of man, that was actually a wife. Someone else. As she prophesied on this call today, that it just takes one person to see your worth. It just takes one interaction to remind you of your worth. It just takes just one conversation, just one person to believe in you. But we have to be good at spotting who doesn't recognize our worth and also who recognizes our worth. Let me tell you some red flags to watch out for. You guys ready for this? Red flags. They only show up when they need something. Mercy. Do you know I had persons that only show up when they want something? And the people pleaser in me running to do it, not even recognizing that you don't call me to check in. You don't call me to say hi. You don't call me to see if my family are good. You don't call me with a word of prayer, word of encouragement. You call me when you need money, when you need advice, when you need to be picked up because you didn't even have a car. You call me when you need something. Listen, if they're calling you at 11 o'clock at night, homegirl, that is a red flag. If they are literally only calling, some of you got friends that only call you when they need something. Red flag number 2, they make you feel invisible or like you're too much. Oh, why do you want to put a title on everything? No, but what is it? You ever had this, like, what are we like? And now you're scared to even ask because they're saying you want to put, you want to pressure things. You want to put a title on it. And people like, Nikki, I want your help. I really want to work with you, but I don't publicly want to tell people that you're my mentor. Like, say what now? Like, yeah, I want to link you, but let's just keep it cash. When you understand your identity, you understand you ain't no cash. Like, we ain't keeping nothing cash. I'm a whole wife out here. Now, I believe, and I know I'm a wife. Do you think now, with the mindset that I have, anyone could step to me now and offer me anything on the side? Are you crazy? When I know I'm a wife, why on earth would I want to be a side chick? I am KFC, babes. I'm not coleslaw. Listen, I am the whole chicken. I am not coleslaw. I'm not the corn on the cob. I am the whole main course. Why on earth would I go from being chicken to coleslaw? The side. I don't know who I'm talking to right now, but there's some people on this call. It may even be one person that needs to recognize their worth, that needs to know that they're not a side piece. They're not an afterthought. They're not a link. They're not just something that someone can pick up the phone and call you at 11 p.m. at night when they've got nothing else to do. You are the whole meal. You're the snack. You're the meal. You're everything. You are the main piece. You're a wife. I didn't recognize my worth. How about this one? They don't celebrate your wins. They don't celebrate your wins. You're winning and you don't see them. They're around when you're crying, though. Sometimes they're not even there when you're crying. But the wins. I remember when I was getting baptized, I prayed to God and I was like, Lord, anyone that shouldn't be here, please don't let them come. Bless him. My baby father got caught in traffic. That was a red flag. Like, say what now? I pray that prayer every time. I pray over the retreats. I pray over my events. Anyone that should not be here, Lord, please do not let them come. That's why when people message, oh, I can't come, I'm like, okay. Answer to a prayer, boo. I pray over everything. God, listen, everything. Everything. Understand this. Who should be there will be there. Who should be there will be there. But if you feel invisible around people, if they don't celebrate your wins, like when you're winning, you don't see them. In 1 year, I launched a book. I launched a course. I launched my VIP community. I launched my retreats. All in 1 year it happened. And some of my closest, I was like, no, where they at? But I remember the prayer that I prayed. And I remember the word that God said to me is not everyone is going to come with you to the next level. This is Abraham. Sometimes you got to leave. You got to leave certain things behind in order to go forward into the promise where God has for you. Here's another red flag. They don't respect your boundaries. I remember, can I be honest? I remember when I first met Anton and I was like, babe, look, I'm that girl now where I don't do sex before marriage. Real talk. I just don't. I'm a new me and this is my boundary. And Anton was like, yeah, okay, cool. Because again, I thought that would turn him off. So I was saying all the things that I felt like would turn him off. And he was like, okay, cool. And then I flew into Jamaica because we got married in Jamaica. The wedding was on the Friday, and I flew into Jamaica on the Wednesday. See how God is good? So I meet Anton face to face for the very first time the Wednesday before the marriage. That's how, listen, I tell you this year, you can go from overlooked in one season to a whole wife in another season. And another day we'll go into the whole story about this and the faith move and everything, yeah. But that's not the point of today. But we were talking on the phone, for the 5 months, decided we are going to get married. And then I landed in Jamaica the Wednesday, the first time I physically touched him and smelt him, after all our, FaceTimes. Well, it wasn't FaceTime then, it was WhatsApp calls. And so I land on the Wednesday. And so Wednesday, he picks me up from the airport. We go back to the villa. And I was just like, oh my God, like it's real. And all my friends are like, what if he smells funny? What if he's this and that? I'm like, no, we've been talking so much. I know everything about him. The only thing I just don't know what he smells like, but it's going to be fine. Like God provides all my needs. God knew exactly what I needed. And I was like, he will be fine. I trust you, Lord. I asked all the questions. We spoke on the phone. I was sure. So anyway, we get to the villa on the Wednesday. We're hugging, we're kissing. And the part of me, the devil, the Satan, the old me was like, okay, we're going to get married anyway. Anton was like, no, 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 we're not doing that. Mm-mm. He held it down. Shout out to my good up man, my husband, Anton, because my flesh was weak. I ain't gonna lie. Like listen, if Anton had not stood his ground, I wouldn't be here saying that we waited until marriage. He respected my boundary. He knew how important it was to me, and he respected my boundaries. And that's something I'm so, like, it's a testimony. I'm so pleased that I had a man that covered me. I have a man that looked out for me when I was weak, you know? And he really showed me how to be a queen. Like how he really did put that, like, made me feel good. Because again, not used to having a man to think about my needs, my reputation, think about me. And so respecting boundaries is a big thing, even in business, even in friendships. If people don't respect your boundaries, that's red flags right there. Their actions, if their actions force you to question your intuition and question yourself, that's a red flag. We're going down the narcissist route here. But if every time they talk to you, they make you second guess yourself, make you doubt yourself, make you wonder if you're going crazy, that's a red flag. That's a red flag. But you see, how may we teach people to undervalue us? There's some key things that I used to do that would teach people how to undervalue me. Here's the first one: over-explaining myself, justifying my decisions. Do you know no is a full sentence? 11 o'clock at night. Hey, you coming around? No. No. Like some of us need to practice no in different tones. No. Nah. No. Nah. Nah. Mm-mm. Like no. Nope. No, 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 no. Who remembers that advert? No, 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 no. No. Like nada. No. Hey, can you do it for this pack? No. Hey, can you drop that? No. Unfortunately, I'm unable to do that at this moment in time. No. Like, no. No. Making yourself over available. That's another one. How many of you are always available? Like you're available so much that people don't even want to book time with you. You're just so available. You're so loose. Get hold of you anytime. Like I'm actually busy. I don't know about you guys. I know you guys got bare time on your hands, innit? But I'm actually real busy. Real busy. There was a time in my business life where I would literally be sitting there and I'd realize I've been on my WhatsApp for 4 hours just responding to people. I'm like, Jesus, I don't have time for this. So now I have a rule. You want me to share the rule with you? May help you guys as well. Have a rule. If the message is longer than 4 lines, I just don't read it. Because that to me is a conversation. If you're gonna, if the voice note is longer than a minute and a half, I just pick up the phone and call the person. I don't listen. That's a conversation. You see, sometimes we take this technology thing to a whole new level. It's a conversation. Like, like some of us, we've got to learn how to get out what we mean faster because people don't have time to sit and go through a whole bunch of stuff. Now, WhatsApp has done us a favor now because you can put it on ×4. So now I do listen because now I can just speed it up and I can, right? But I have set boundaries. So especially those that are close to me, they know if they want to send me a whole dossier, they know I will read it eventually, but it might take me about 3 months. You're better off calling me. I don't have spare time to read 12 paragraphs. I just don't. So what's the boundaries that you're going to have? And I don't justify my choices neither. This is my boundary. Here's another one that teaches people to undervalue us. Saying yes when you really mean no. How many of us agree to things that we don't even know if it's even possible? Yeah, we can do that. I'll do that. I'll pick you up. I'll drop you off. We'll go there. Everything's yeah. Now I'm like, I'll have a check with Anton and I'll have a check with my diary. I do not make impulse decisions anymore. I just don't. It got me into so much trouble. Yeah. Like a yes man. Here's another way. If you are around people and you have to shrink your light to make them feel secure, problem. I used to downplay my gifts. I used to downplay what it is that God had called me to do to make other people feel like they're okay. I had a friend that would always make me feel guilty for having a success. Oh, you're lucky you do that. I'm still here struggling. Oh my God, you're so lucky. No, I'm not lucky. I actually work hard. Like, I'm not lucky. I actually work hard. It's funny how those that work hard are the luckiest. If you have to feel sorry and feel bad for sharing your successes, that's a red flag. Got to set boundaries. You know, in the Bible, there's a proverb that says something around guarding your heart. Have you guys seen that? Above all else, guard your heart. Let me see my notes. Proverbs 4:23 is above all else, guard your heart. So that tells me that, you know, boundaries is not rejecting people, it's just protecting yourself. You're just protecting yourself from what potentially could hurt you later on. Have you ever been hurt and you realize it's your own fault because you didn't put the boundary in place? You didn't put the boundary in place to be able to cover yourself. I want to give you a challenge today, and I want you to challenge yourself to write this list. It's called the no more list. No more list. Maybe it's no more, I don't know, over giving. Some of us are giving up too much. No more ignoring the red flags. No more waiting for someone to choose you. No more. And when you create that no more list, you also have to give yourself the permission to walk. Give yourself permission to walk in the gift that you carry, to walk like you carry something sacred, to walk like you know that God has blessed you and that you are gifted and that you are somebody of worth. Do you understand that your presence is powerful? You know, I don't go everywhere. I don't know if y'all see, but I'm not, God help me. I'm not flyer addicted. You know, some people want to be on every flyer. Like there's times where, you know, you see certain things and you're like, oh my God, I want to be on there. I want to be on there. I want to be on there. I want to be there. And you see some people, they're all over the place. They just want to be on the flyer. They want to be on the, I don't want to be everywhere. My presence is sacred. I actually understand that my presence is so powerful that not everyone can leverage me. I understand that my presence, when I show up, it also indicates to other people that they can show up there too. You know, the Holy Spirit told me the other day, Nikki, the same way you could convince your friends to go to the club, the same way you could convince them to go to business meetings, is the same way you can influence them to go to church. Shout out to some of the Rebuild gang that came to church with us Sunday gone and the Sunday before. I realize, and some of you need to understand it's not arrogance, it's because of who I am and the gift that God has given me. He's given me a gift of influence, He's given me a gift of compassion, He's given me a gift to really see people for where they are. And so, because people trust me, I've also got to be careful what I leverage and what I edify and what I say is a good thing. Because just on my word, people know that I'm a woman of integrity. And so, I have to be careful where I am seen. Realize my presence is powerful. She said, oh, Nikki, you know, can we take a picture together? No, we can't. No. Oh, Nikki, can we do this event together? No, we can't. No. Nikki, can you? No. When you are gifted by God, my God, my God, I've got to be careful. I'm looking at the time. When you are gifted by God, mm, my God, we got to be very careful. We spoke last week that the gift will attract some people. And when the gift attracts, what happens is people can give you gifts. People can give you money, they can give you gifts in exchange for your gift. People will think that they can control your gift by giving you gifts. And we have to be very careful to know that our gift is given to serve. We're not focused on the money. We're not focused on the limelight. The gift. There's actually a scripture in the Bible, and I need to look for it. I was reading it, and I was actually talking to Pastor Luke about it today, about where there's a part in the Bible where they wanted to pay, I think it was Paul, and he said, no, today is not a day for gifts. Like what I've done, I don't need to receive anything. Today's not a day for gifts. And we've got to be careful that the gift will attract. And we have to make sure that we recognize our gift enough to know when to say no. Here's something that I want to humbly remind everyone on this call. And I want you to know this as well, right? I understand that in my gift, in my space where I serve, I'm the one. I'm the chosen one that God has called for this. I'm the one, but at the same time, I'm not the one. And I want you all to understand that as well. That you are called and you are gifted. You are the one, but at the same time, you're not the one. So that means that it's the one that's chosen us, that knows exactly what our gift is designed for. And so that way, our gift is not for sale. We also have to understand when we're walking in carrying this gift, not to water ourselves down for people who don't get it. There are just going to be some people that don't get it. And what happens is sometimes when they don't get it, we change, we second guess ourselves, we start to water ourselves down. But there are some people that just won't get it, and we cannot water ourselves down. We have to be okay with being misunderstood and left out. Our worth is not up for negotiation. You want to leave me out? Leave me out. You want to leave me out? Leave me out. It's not up for negotiation. Okay, we're coming home. Here's what we have to give ourselves to really free ourselves here. Y'all still with me? Here's what we got to give ourselves. Because a lot of the time we're waiting for other people to give it to us, and it can make us second guess our gifts, second guess our worth, but we got to give it to ourselves. Compliments. Stop waiting for other people to compliment you. Stop waiting for other people to tell you that you're okay. Validation. Also, as well, time. How many of you have ever been with a guy and you're like, oh, we're just not spending enough time together? You always want them to spend time with you. When they're spending time, spend time with yourself. Give yourself time. Give yourself time. I remember thinking to myself, I ain't been single since 15. Me just bunny jump, one to the next, one to the next, one to the next. And then back to the other one, and then back to that one again. I was so good at recycling. Never had a lot, but just recycled round in a circle, like a merry-go-round. Give yourself time. Here's another one, forgiveness. You know, I hurt somebody who really loved me. I didn't love them. I heard a saying once, like, oh, go to the one that loves you. You'll be able to love them one day. Lies. 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 I had to forgive myself for hurting somebody because I was with them and I did not love them. They loved me like cooked food, but I did not love them. I had to forgive myself for it. I had to literally put it on the altar and say, God, I'm really sorry what I did to that person. I hurt them. You see, a lot of the time we talk about the men that hurt women, but we don't really talk a lot about the women that hurt men. We've got to give ourselves forgiveness and let it go. Here's my final point. You attract what you believe you deserve. Whatever we believe we deserve, that's what we attract. When the mind shifts, so does the circle. The minute my mind shifted, knowing that I deserve more, my circle shifted. Facts. When the standards rise, let me tell you this, the moment you rise your standards, your peace multiplies like nothing. I've had more peace since I've risen my standards than ever before. I want to give you something to write down because it's something that I have to remember for myself. I want you to write this down. Every time I choose peace over pleasing, I honor my worth. Every time I choose peace over pleasing, I honor my worth. I want us to write a list of all the things that we're not going to do anymore. The no more list. No more. And some of you have businesses where you're selling yourself cheap. Some of you have, overworking in the business, in the workplace, where you just won't stop. Some of you are not putting enough work in because you just don't believe that you've been called. Maybe there's some people on this call that's been behaving like coleslaw, not realizing that they're a full snack, they're chicken. Some of us believe that we have it under control until that trigger comes. I felt like juggling three men. I had it all under control. I legit felt like I was in control. No one could hurt me because I had three men. I felt like I was in control. I felt like I was untouchable because I was cold. I didn't care about nothing. I was like, you know what? It's fine. But just like Sarah, when she thought she was in control, when she told Abraham to sleep with Agar, until Agar really got pregnant and was walking around like she's the top girl, Sarah then realized it wasn't what she thought it was going to be. Sarah then realized she couldn't actually manage what it was that she had asked for. She'd bitten off more than she could chew. I actually believe right now that when we really figure out our worth, a new level will take place. There will be a shift that takes place for us. I want to ask every person on this call before we leave today, what actually resonated with you most? What limiting belief are you going to let go from today? I want you to type it in the chat. I want you to really claim that victory. And I also want you to think about what boundary you're going to set this week. I want you to write in the chat what has resonated with you most. What limiting self-belief are you letting go? Come on, my sister. I celebrate you for that comment. I celebrate you for that comment. It's time to let it go. When I know my worth, a new level will be released. Come on. I'm going to read some of these comments out. Letting go of coleslaw. Jesus. Saying yes to everything when I mean no. Being confident in saying no. Letting go of downplaying myself for others. Unforgiveness. People pleasing. Letting go of that I deserve nothing. Come on. No is also an answer. I'm letting go of the violence when I'm triggered. Knowing I'm chicken, not coleslaw. Come on. Stop waiting for someone else to choose me. I feel that. Dimming my light to make others comfortable. Come on. I've updated my WhatsApp profile. It's my declaration that I am the full meal. Amen. Saying yes when I know I don't really want to. Saying no. Not being small when the gift wants me to shine. I myself am more. The meal and the cookie dough, more calendar checks. Shrinking myself to please others, people making me feel bad for what they deem to be success. Not explaining my answers, letting my yes be yes and my no be no. No more overgiving. I'm letting go of saying yes when I should be saying no. Letting go of over-explaining myself. Letting go of self-belief. No more FOMO. No more downplaying my gift. Letting go of overly explaining myself and saying no and meaning it too. Oh, I feel that. Letting go of believing that I am undeserving. No more over-explaining. I need to believe in myself more and let go of people pleasing. No more playing small. No more holding back. I keep saying yes and I mean no. I am fed up of that way. Forgiving myself and others, then letting go of others who tolerate and not celebrate me. Jesus. Love myself and believe that I can overcome barriers and set boundaries. No more not expressing what I really want. Changing friendships and being okay with the shift. No more holding back. No more self-doubt and second guessing. No more shutting down. No more overthinking. Value myself over others. Allow myself to be seen, heard, and respected. No more speaking lack. Big up the price them and stop being cheap to accommodate people. Mercy. Let go of some people, including family. Mighty. No more holding back. I'm ready to shine. Believing I'm a wife. No more. I'm available. Come on. No more guilt trip. Listen, I really, really want you to go into this week with your head held high, knowing your worth. This is imperative for us to really fulfill the gift that we have and really fulfill the purpose that God has given us over our life. You cannot fulfill your purpose and people please at the same time. You cannot do it. It is impossible to run left and right at the same time. We have to choose. We really have to choose and be okay knowing that who is for you is for you. Who is for you is for you. And I'm gonna close off with this statement so you understand what I mean. When I say who is for you is for you, it means the you that you put out to the world, that's who you're going to attract. So if there's a fake you, the people pleasing you, you are going to attract those that are attracted to the people pleasing you. When I met Anton and I said, listen, mate, no sex before marriage. He had a choice to walk away or to stay. He stayed. If I said, and I had said that to somebody previously, they walked away because they were not for me. And we have to be okay with those that are not for us walking away. In fact, if you are who you say you are and who God says you are, you will not attract everyone. In fact, you will repel those that shouldn't be around you. That's what we want. So the prayer is, Lord, let those who should be around me be around me. Send the angels, send the people in my life that you want me to be around, and take away anybody that is going to take me away from rebuilding brick by brick. But the Bible also says that he's going to bless us in the presence of our enemies. So that doesn't mean we go cutting people off. That doesn't mean that we don't deal with people. What it means is that we understand that if we're just ourselves, those that should be around us will be around us. Yes, it will attract some others, but because we have boundaries, because we have standards, because we know what it is that we are called to do and we know who we are, it doesn't matter. We can't be bothered about other people's actions. Can I just give you a confirmation right now? Do you know that me and my ex actually co-parent now? I can talk to him in a conversation, like even crazily, we even bust a joke on the phone one time. Like, I am at peace because I have my boundaries and I have forgiven, and I know that that had to happen to bring in my Boaz. I needed to lose that one so that my Boaz could come. So why would I be mad at what happened when what happened is what has allowed me to be able to be in this presence right now where God has called me to be? I don't need to be angry at the past anymore because I see it all worked out for my good and it was written this way for purpose. I couldn't speak this way. There would be no rebuild if there wasn't a tear down. There would be no rebuild if there wasn't a season where I was on the floor pregnant, ex leaving me, one child, one on the way. How painful was that season? The pain that I went through during that season. I even moved into my grandma's house because I couldn't fathom being alone. The pain of being sick, pregnant with one child already, a toddler, and one on the way. I couldn't fathom. I was losing my mind. I used to pray that God would hurt man. I used to pray that he would suffer. Cheated on with 7 girls. How is it that I'm now able to have to co-parent and to speak and even pray for this human being that he is blessed? And we even joked on the phone. He says, you only pray for me because you want the child support to keep coming. That is a factor. But I also have children. And I want them to be blessed. And I want them to be mourning. How is it that God must be doing a new thing in me? You know why? Because I understand that it all had to happen. I understand where I went wrong. I understand where my boundaries were low, where my self-worth was low. Peace is priceless. Peace is priceless. Peace is priceless. I want to remind us all today as we leave this call that our yes be yes and our no be no. When you say yes to something, you're saying no to something else. When you say yes to somebody else, you're saying no to yourself for something. There's always an exchange. How do you recognize when somebody values you? They serve. They add value to your life. They give. Sometimes you see people giving to you. You're like, what do they want? I've never had anyone bless me like this. Why are they helping me so much? Sometimes God will just send you that as a vessel to remind you that there are good people still out there. That sometimes all of the good that you've been doing, that there's somebody that's also going to come back and do good for you. With no hidden agendas, no side alley, no backstreet reason. He will send you the right people. You do not have to sit. You do not have to sit and stay with people that do not value your worth, that do not value you. You have a choice. If anyone comes to me and says to me, this person done this and that person done this, I said, well, how long have they been doing it? And why have you stuck around? Now, I'm not talking about husband and wife business. I'm talking about where you have a choice. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm excited about this week because I feel like we are going to have some warriors walking into this week. We are going to have some gifts being birthed. We're going to have some individuals that are literally getting up and walking into their call. I know that this week I'm going to be doing a few one-to-ones with some individuals as part of the Rebuild community. And if you're not in the Rebuild community, I think it's rebuild2025.co.uk. Rebuild2025.co.uk, and that will allow you into our VIP community where we have one-on-one time, one a quarter, where we strategize and work on your value, work on your proposition, work on what you're doing. Rebuild2025.co.uk. We also have some retreats coming up, which I'm excited. Today's the last day to apply for Croatia. The interviews have been going. The emails come out tomorrow, Wednesday, and Thursday. So look out for your emails. Those of you that have applied, look out for your emails. Thank you, Charmaine. The emails were coming through. I just also want to say that if you haven't got onto the retreat, it's just not personal. It is just those that desire change and have been really, really honest on their application and have gone through the boundaries, the parameters that we have. It's just based on the curriculum and the content in which we're going to be doing on that retreat. But the interview process has been going on, and I know Charmaine has been doing a fabulous job of doing that. And today is the final day to apply for Croatia. You know, when we talk about your gifts and we talk about your self-worth, it's asking yourself if you even believe that you're worth that environment, you know. Also as well, I do want to shout out to my girl April. I'm not sure if she's still on, but April is launching her premiere for her film. She's a film director and she has her film coming out. And we are all rolling up to the premiere on Saturday. April, I'm not sure if you have the link to that. Speaking of gifts and value, I mean, when I saw the price, which is under £10, by the way, I was shocked. And I said, you know, now we're going to be working together, April. This isn't the last time we're going to be doing that. We're going to be raising the bar and raising them prices. So I want to encourage you to come out on Saturday is the premiere. I think there are a few tickets left. We've been doing the countdown together, and a bunch of us are going out to this premiere. It will be in East London. I'm so mega proud of April for pushing through. You know, April, I don't know if you have just like a few seconds just to tell people what it's about. If you're able to, that would be really good.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, loud and
Yes. Hi. So I'm doing a film about mental health in the Black community, and I'm telling a part of my story in this film. I'm making myself completely vulnerable. It's just a short 25-minute film, which I self-funded. I put out myself. I directed, edited, produced it, myself because I wasn't getting the jobs. So now I decided, after all these years of doing for others, I have to do for me. So I'm putting this out and I'm trying my best to make it work. And as Nikki said, yes, I clearly need to learn my worth because the tickets are under £10. For all the work I've put in, I'm clearly not charging enough. But I would appreciate so much if everyone could come and support and possibly learn something about some of the mental health struggles that some of us Black women face on a daily basis.
Wow, powerful. I've just put the link in the chat for anyone that's looking for it. I've just put that link in there. You'll see it on Eventbrite. I'm super proud of you, April. We only met at the awards ceremony the other day, and I know the Holy Spirit was just like, I need to talk to this lady. I didn't know why. But I know that Saturday is going to be amazing. And there's just so much in store for you, and God has just literally got a hand over your life. And I'm really,
Yeah.
really excited about that. So, you have a whole sisterhood here that are supportive, and we'll be behind you for this event. We are rolling out. I can't believe it's under £10. Like I was expecting to say something else. But anyway, we ain't going to go there. It is what it is for this season. But in every season we rebuild brick by brick, and what it is now is not what it. They say today's price. Yesterday's price is not today's price, baby. So yeah, shout out to April. I'm just mega proud of you. Another lady that I'm really, really proud of is a woman that I actually met at a wedding, and we were sitting together. She's actually my namesake. Her name is Nicole as well. And we've only known each other for a few months. And in the few months, we've worked together on her book, which is almost complete. And we will be having a whole book launch for her as well. And so, again, definitely another woman of power about to release her book. Nicole, are you there? Are you able to give us just a little bit about your book that we're about to launch, and also what's going to happen at your book launch? Let's see if I can unmute you. Should be able to unmute.
Hi, ladies. Yes, it's the pre-launch.
Pre-launch, yes.
It's a pre-launch, yeah, of the book launch on the 21st of April. The book is called Birth Out of Pain. Well, the title says it all.
Yeah.
Title says it all. Basically, we'll have like a movie. I'm trying to sort like a movie. Then we go in from the movie to the pre-launch of the book, where Nikki would do an interview session, and we just talk, have a conversation about the movie, about the book, just support each other really.
Yes. I'm excited about it. I think one of the things we could do is listen to one chapter of the book, and let everybody hear just a little taster of the book as well.
Yeah.
Birthed Out of Pain. Like, don't want to give away too much, obviously, but I mean, just the title alone, we know that this book is about to be fire. And here's another thing, we have a whole book service where we help you get your book done in 3 weeks. And we're on, is it week? Are we still in week 1.5 now?
We could, yeah.
Week
Yeah.
1.5, almost done. So we're not
Yeah.
playing any games. It's, supersonic, getting this thing done. And then who knows? It could be over to April to turn it into a movie. Who knows what
Oh,
is
yes.
next? Like
Hi, April.
like literally what God is doing within the Rebuild community right now, and how he's arming each and
Do that.
it's
Yeah, I mean, my daughter, when she said to me, "What's the name of the book, mommy?" and I told her, she was like, It's as if she felt the pain.
mm,
She was, and I'm like, you know what? I don't think I want them to read it. She's only 14. I don't think I want her to get into
yes,
all that, what happened.
yes,
Because the way she reacted when I gave her the name of the book. But yeah.
yeah. And that's it, there is seasons and times for everything. My children have not heard my book. My son's 14. He hasn't heard my book. He's heard of it because he's heard people reference towards it, but he's not heard my book at all. And I think, it's about diligence. It's about, we as parents, grandparents, godparents, whatever, we can make a judgment call on what they hear and what they don't, and also who the target audience is. So yeah, congratulations to Nicole. I'm really excited about the pre-launch of the book launch. It's very, very exciting times. And so, I want to conclude today's mindset call with this. Every single one of us have been given a gift by God. And last week we spoke about stewarding the gift. And today we're speaking about valuing our gift, honoring our gift, setting boundaries for that gift. And I'll tell you this right now. In the right environment, your gift will thrive. But you've got to make sure it's in the right environment. In the wrong environment, you'll be questioning yourself. You'll be doubting yourself. You'll be having low standards, low boundaries. But in the right environment, watch your gift thrive. And I do want to say that we are going to be promoting some ambassadors very soon. Some individuals who I've definitely seen within the Rebuild community that are Rebuild through and through. And these ambassadors will not only be serving the Rebuild community, but we will also be sharing their gift with you guys, where they can actually, showcase their gift on a larger platform. And so I do want to just get you guys knowing that, get ready for that. That ceremony will be happening very shortly, and there are a few ambassadors that we are going to be promoting. Now, what is an ambassador? The Rebuild ambassadors are individuals that will be running one-to-ones as well, that will also be, experts in their field of giftings. They will also have an income stream within the Rebuild community. They will also be able to serve and provide different services, gifts, and skills for those in the Rebuild community. We understand we're expanding. It is incredible to see the hand of God in our life, and I have also had to make sure that we can steward this community in a way where everyone is served. And so I do want to just say thank you to all those, I'm not going to call any names, but you know who you are, that are serving behind the scenes in the Rebuild. It is appreciated. Each and every one of you are doing a phenomenal job, and I can't wait to publicly promote those individuals that will be ambassadors as well. So this is a huge season. This is the genesis of the Rebuild community. I know we've been around now for a couple of years, but it's really still the genesis. The genesis now is where the diversification comes in, where we have different parts of the Rebuild now, servicing the community and, really growing. And so I want you to be bold in your gift, because if your gift is not seen, you could also miss out on opportunities that could be there for you. Okay, so all Rebuild members, that was a hint, hint, wink, wink. All right, and those of you that are not part of the Rebuild community, I urge you, it's never been a time like this. Rebuild2025.co.uk to be able to get access to our community. All right, now with that being said, those of you that are in the free community, please, I want everyone to put in their takeaways inside the community. Let everyone know that you've been on this call today, and I will see you all on the other side. Okay, God bless you. Set your alarms, same time, same link next week. All right, take care. God bless.